Even though Raoul Pal has publicly stated his disapproval of XRP, he is now undoubtedly discussing it. I couldn't agree with him more that being an XRP soldier is going to be a thrilling time right now because the future is so clear. That period witnessed the most unprecedented surge in value for any cryptocurrency. Here we are discussing a top-tier coin that is completely aimless, with USDT potentially experiencing a tenfold increase this year. There has never been anything like it, and XRP is the best one. Raoul Pal was right when he said that we had broken out of this large weekly wedge, thus it is certainly possible to do this. So today we'll be traversing the banana zone. The new year in XRP's user interface in 2025 are the causes of all the weird things that will happen that year. And for all of you wonderful individuals, this is going to be just fantastic. Still, it'll work well for a few additional currencies. Please watch this movie to the very end. If you own any assets other than XRP, it may include some really intriguing information. So let's get down to business and permanently remove that like button. People have sent me this photo 1,000 times, and I'm telling you, this fluidity tear is terrible. My goodness, everything is happening at once. Am I standing on top of the world? Am I standing on top of the world? I thought this was it. Are we ready to go now? What takes place? Worry, worry, and complete nonsense. Very well, our experience was identical. The currency strengthened after Trump's previous election. Both the amount of cash and the rates went raised. The market experienced a significant increase. My question is, how do I acquire Bitcoin? As a result of the postponement, Bitcoin experienced a precipitous 27% decline in January. It tore better and higher after that, a total of 23 times it rose. This is a much longer head cycle, though, so I'm not giving any attention to that at the moment. Occasionally, though, to clarify, we do not mean that you should be concerned about the correction. It is merely a beginning point. The banana sector's second section is accessible from the first section of the banana region. Tax season rolls along once a year in the banana region. That reminds me of April. When individuals have to sell tokens to pay their taxes, it usually leads to a consolidation. A third section, the tear into or stop section, could be present on some bananas. When money is readily available, all of those things move forward. In order to determine the duration of action for those banana zones, this is how Bitcoin and Doge always behave. At this point, we have successfully broken the loop. Here we enter the banana zone when the better going return to liquidity begins to accelerate. Presenting the global M2, this task is performed by M2 as is evident, plus it slices. My go-to-shoe style is the wedge. The world is filled with beautiful chart patterns. In the end, it has a more effective demolish than this combo. Whenever we've been handed a banana quarter, that's been the outcome. At the time of us elections and similar events, we have resolved the issue with the breakout. At this time, the sole source of power for M2 is the global dollar. The dollar's worth is starting to decline. We anticipate that will be the case. As soon as we begin to feel better, we will resume the next phase of our banana company. It's obvious that M2 has undergone very minor alterations. We have to roll all of this foreign cash. That's why. You require funds to pay off a substantial amount of debt that needs to be rolled over. Yes, this is a major event. Use the game's code that I previously discussed with you. This means that the full coding game can be happening simultaneously. Presented below are the initial phases of the breakout. For the next 12 months, this is what you'll be representing in terms of cash flow. Because of this, the banana area is quite effective. Going global and succumbing to dollar pressure were topics we covered. The dollar is a good example of this, and we can see that pricing is inverse to both money and availability. Though recently the dollar and interest rates have lost some of their luster, our perceptible energy was subsequently transformed. This is the main reason behind the decline in global liquidity. The city's economic surprises score is currently the most intriguing thing. If the banking system is meeting or exceeding expectations, that will indicate it. Because the strengthening of the currency and charges necessitates the adoption of a longer underperformance estimate. As we witnessed with the 4.2% increase in the unemployment rate, the consequences are obvious if the economy begins to fall short of expectations. Things like that start happening when individuals begin to reflect what follows. Additional price cuts are necessary. That is an intriguing piece of information. The question, therefore, becomes, have price reductions been included in? Have only a handful of price reductions been factored in? I don't know what the size is right here. Rate reduction might be factored in, although they might not be substantial. However, the long stop in the dollar are its linchpins. It is now being discussed as we work to diminish the financial boom. Costs must decrease. The following year, crucially, the economy began to improve once more. I will address that shortly. In other words, they might all be the same component when assembled. The DXY 10-year bond trades when the Federal Reserve cuts interest rates. One way to look at it is how similar they all are. 1, 0, and 12-month bond deals provide the impression that the dollar has to roll over in price or roll over more and faster. Problems with finances result from that. Let me tell you about the financial situations measure. To do that will cost money. For some time now, both the dollar and oil prices have remained relatively unchanged, and it's safe to assume that the Institute of Supply Management survey ISM, which stands for the business cycle, everything ought to be much better. So we have been granted economic growth so that we can return. Aided by 9 months, it takes the lead. The current state of the economy may not hold true in 9 months. For you, that will be crucial. We discussed money, the dollar, and oil prices. The economy is impacted by all of these factors, which further impacts markets, cryptocurrencies, and the business cycle. If Raoul Pal is correct, then the year 2025 will be one of the most unprecedented for Bitcoin. The cryptocurrency industry played a significant role in Donald Trump's victory in the so-called first-ever crypto election. He is attempting to have legislation passed that will benefit more people than just you, as you may be aware. Cryptos based in the US as well as cryptos based in other countries within the first year. A large number of these cryptos will likely be required to establish a presence in the US. I can guarantee it. Since they would be a part of the world's greatest economy, cryptocurrencies like HBAR and XRP that are currently in the US might potentially benefit greatly. With the regulations laid out for them, they'll have no trouble landing the contracts that will establish them as the undisputed market leader. Put simply, all the pieces are coming together. The fact that oil bonds contribute to GDP growth in the US demonstrates the dollar's influence beyond just the financial side of things. Everything is exactly where it should be. By the way, why are you examining Trump's 2017 campaign? The future looks bright for those who live well in 2025 and continue to invest in XRP, HBAR, and XLM. Please, none of you squander this opportunity. I have been involved in the cryptocurrency industry for the past 3 bull runs. As far as I'm concerned, this one is unique. The year 2025 has me more pumped than any year since 2021. It became a wild period if you happen to be around when that happened, in order for all parties involved to reap the benefits of this situation. Please, everyone, do something for me right this second. Come be a part of BTCC. By utilizing the link provided below, you have the opportunity to receive a 10% bonus on your initial investment.